Alright, hey, Haze Mega here, and welcome to another Haze Mega Rav4 Prime video. Today is a wheel alignment day, alright? So I'm headed to Auto Innovations in Milpitas, and we're going to get a wheel alignment done after I installed the new wheels, right? The TS-5 with the Falken WildPeak AT trails on there. And I can tell you now, I don't know, it doesn't seem much quieter than before, alright, and the ride doesn't really feel, well, I guess the ride is a little better, but that's because it's brand new tires, man. That's how it is when they're brand new, guys. It's always smoother when they're brand new, right? When they get about half worn out, that's when you start to notice, oh, the ride is going to crap again. So, okay, but anyway, so I just hopped on the freeway, and what I did is I used a GPS app on my phone. All right, I'm using my phone to record this video right now, so I can't show you guys. But I used the GPS app on my phone to test how accurate the speedometer is, and it's spot on, guys. Okay, if I'm going like 60 miles an hour, it says 60 miles an hour on both, on the phone and the speedometer. All right, if I go 65, it says 65. So going up from a 225 to a 245 and a 60 to a 65 height, and well, yeah, and the rim too, going down from 18 to 17, it actually makes the speedometer like spot on, like perfect, accurate. Okay, before it used to be that it was 2 miles an hour off, right? So if I was going like 65, we'd really only be going like 63, 63, 64, something like that. But now it's like, it's perfect, all right? So if I'm going 65 GPS speed, I'm going 65, indicated. So it's like perfect. So if anybody is wondering, how that, because the 245, 65, 17 is a little bit taller than than the stock size. Okay, guys, it should be taller by like a half an inch to like an inch, somewhere around there. Okay, and yeah, and you can even tell. You look at the tires side by side, man. Look, check it out. Yeah, okay, so you could tell if you put them side by side. Obviously, yeah, the 245, 65 is taller. Okay, if you were to go to the correct size, it should be like a 245, 60, 17. Okay, because the tire is wider, it could be the profile could be lower, all right? Because the profile is dependent on the width of the tire. Okay, guys, the more width your tire has, the taller the sidewall could be. Okay, because that's that number, the profile number, is a percentage, all right? It's how many percent of the width of the tire is the sidewall. Okay, that's a scoop there. Okay, anyway, so yeah, so that's all I wanted to report, is that the speedometer is spot on, all right? So I think this is a good size to choose, all right? It's taller, the vehicle will be taller, it'll ride better, it'll go over bumps better and stuff. But now the question is, does it really do that? Honestly, I don't really notice any difference at all, man. Yeah. But I would think a taller and wider tire will go over like potholes a lot better than a narrower and shorter tire. Okay, so it should, in theory, but I don't really notice any difference, guys, to tell you the truth. All right, seat of the pants test, not really. In fact, I kind of feel that the vehicle's a little slower now. So yeah, and then so remember. The difference between weight between the two wheels, we weighed them. It was like 3 or 4 pounds between the stock wheel and this wheel. This wheel was 3 to 4 pounds heavier than the stock wheel setup. Okay. However, we found out that the Lugnuts are actually half the weight. Yeah, the Lugnuts are half the weight of the stock Lugnuts. All right, the ones that I bought, the Gorilla ones. So you times that times 4, right? And then like, yeah, you kind of save a lot of weight with the Lugnuts too. So it kind of balances out, and I think when these tires wear out, they're gonna be a pound or two lighter, guys. So maybe I'll put like helium in my tires. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, that's the scoop, and I'm headed to the wheel alignment place right now. We'll see how well it aligns. I also got check it out. Check that video out if you're interested in learning. But I got the Rav4 Prime to learn how to learn when it has new sensors in. Okay, new TPMS sensors. I was able to get it to program itself with the new sensors. All right, and so I don't need to get that done today. All I need is the wheel alignment. So I saved myself $50. Ha! Nice, because that's how much the shop was going to charge me to thing it. All right, I don't know. Maybe some cars you can't do it. I know the Prius, I couldn't do it. My old Prius, I couldn't do that. I didn't know how to do it. Maybe there was a way to do it. I'm not sure, but I got no low pressure indicator or weird tire pressure indicator. I can see all my tire pressures just fine. Yeah, so okay, so we're pulling up to Auto Innovations right now. I'll shoot another vlog when I get there. All right. Okay, here we are, Auto Innovations. Okay, there it is. I just pulled it into the shop, guys. There's always some kind of interesting car parked here at Auto Innovation. So here we've got a 4-door Skyline. It looks like a Skyline R. It's an R32. And I don't think I've ever seen a 4-door Skyline R32. Oh, it's a 34. Is it a 34? I think it's a 33. This is a 33. Yeah, I think it's a 33 is what this is. It's a Skyline R33. 4 doors. I think it's an R33. I'll go ask it. Or I'll Google it. Anyway, there's also Integra Type R here. These are super, yeah, and it's got the stock headlights on it. It's kind of cool. Oh, it's a right-hand drive. See, I told you there's always some interesting cars here. So that's a JDM Integra Type R, and obviously it's a JDM Skyline. It's a 225 GTT. All right, so I guess it has a RB25, and I think it's a rear-wheel drive. Pretty rad, man. This paint is really nice on it. Cool. That's what the inside looks like. It's got all the stock stuff in there. Yeah, it's got an Apexi boost gauge, I think. It's super clean. It's like it came off a showroom floor, man. Yeah, pretty sweet. If you look carefully, there's a side mount intercooler right there. Right? There's even like a little duct for it and stuff. I think there's only one. So I guess it is turbocharged. I think it's got a RB25. My bad, guys. It's R34. All right, you can tell it's R34 because there's a one bigger light and then there's a smaller light on the side of it. All right, so the inside lights are smaller than the outside lights. That's how you know it's a R34. It was hard to tell because I'm kind of really close to it. But yeah, this is R34. I usually see the GTRs. The GTR has a wider body, I think. Yeah, it's kind of like how you compare like a regular Lancer to a Lancer Evolution. The Lancer Evolution has a wider body. Still looks pretty sweet though. Yeah, it looks a little leaner than that's why I thought it was a 33. Pretty cool. It's got a cooling duct for the intercooler right here. Yeah, it only has it on one side of the bumper. So if you get a front mount, the scoop doesn't do anything, right? Or it's a vent actually. So that's pretty cool. There's a pusher fan on the bottom. Pretty sweet. Okay, here's some tires that Auto Innovation has out in his front. There's my favorite tires, Bridgestone Ecopias 422s. Those are the tires that I would put on my Prius. Alright, there's some Ironman. I've never heard Ironman tires. And then there's some Kumos. They're like kind of like a slick tire almost. Yeah, it's like a they're a slick tire. It's almost like it's got a 200 tread wear AA traction. 255, pretty wide. Yeah, that's definitely a summer tire right there. There's some Scorpions. Pirelli Scorpions. Man, that's tall. They got Michelin's down there. It's pretty cool. I think last time they had the WildPeaks here. These Ironmans. That's funny. It has a B temperature rating. And the backup sensor is so loud. I can definitely tell. But anyway, there it goes. It's going out of it. I guess he's done already. That was fast. Okay, well, yeah, I guess he just took off just now. Damn it. Get it on video, but yeah, there's it's taken out for a test drive. All right, hey, here's Mega here. So we're done with the wheel alignment, man. It only took like 10 minutes. It was like $100. That's the fastest $100 I ever spent, guys. Yeah, this guy's good, man. Anyway, so here it is. I guess he set the tire pressure to 33. That's what it says on the door sticker. All right, $100. And then, yeah, here's the alignment specs. This is an important one, right? He said it was off, so it's a good thing I took it on. So if you guys don't know, I installed a wheel lift springs on my Rav4 on the rear only. Okay, so the rear should be off by a lot. But anyway, let's take a look at everything. All right, so my camber was fine in the front. All right, it's different front, left and right. That's kind of weird, but it's still in spec. My caster's off. It's kind of interesting. The caster's off. My teeny tiny bit, it says 4 degrees, where it should be between 4.1 and 5.6. That's odd. The toe, all right, the toe is the important one. The toe was minus 0.01 and 0.07, and then they brought it to 0.05 on both sides. Okay, and so that's within this range right here. It's like kind of in the middle. Okay. And then the rear is off. The camber is minus 0.5 degrees. Okay, that's like in the middle also. And then after it changed to minus 1, minus 0.7. And then the toe was off quite a bit. Yeah, the toe was off by a lot. That's why it feels like my car oversteers a lot. It's because the rear toe was like off. So I'm pretty much dragging the rear, the wheel type of thing. All right. Well, yeah, it's off by quite a lot. Almost like a 0.10 off. Yeah, close to 0.10. Like 0.14. Minus 0.14 inches, it says here. Okay, so he brought it back in the 0.02 inches. Okay, so yeah, all the toe is off, man. Yeah, almost all of it. And so after that, so that's all he did. I don't think he adjusted the camber at all, but the camber is fine. Okay, so lifting it does change the toe, guys. So okay, guys, so we're out of here. so that's pretty much the end of my wheel, my new wheel vlog. All right. It took like 10 minutes to do that wheel alignment, and I paid $100 for it. So, so yeah. All right. So yeah, I did check the speed at the beginning of the video. The speed is spot on, perfect. I checked the so in the ride quality, I never really noticed any difference in the ride quality. It's definitely a little bit smoother, all right, but it's brand new tires. It's supposed to be smoother, guys. That's what happens when you buy brand new tires, man. Yeah, and so that's a scoop. Yeah, so I think everything turned out pretty well. All right, so yeah, in this vlog we got a wheel alignment done. We were gonna I was supposed to go here and get the TPMS sensors to they were gonna program it. Yeah, so they were gonna program the TPMS sensors, and I told them, hey, I don't need to do that anymore because I got the car to learn it themselves. Okay, so that's a, if you guys want to know how to do that, I'll have a separate video when I did it. All right, yeah, so it's part of the vlog. Okay, guys. It's called TPWS learning system or something. And yeah, so that's a scoop. I got my new wheels installed finally. Enkei TS-5s, and with the Falken WildPeaks and 245, 65, 17. The larger tire size was is perfect. All right, so where my speedometer read too fast before, the speedometer read too fast by going from a 225 60 18, was it? Yeah, 225 60 18 to a 245 65 17. All right, it's taller and it's wider. So when you go taller and wider, it makes sidewall much taller. Okay, well, a little bit taller, not much taller. And so that extra sidewall height made the diameter of the wheel a little bit bigger, and then it makes the tire spin a little slower. Okay, so the and then so when I checked it with the GPS speed, it synced up perfectly. All right, so now when I'm going 65 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, I'm really going 70 miles an hour. Okay, that type of thing. And then yeah, the ride quality, it's definitely better because the tires are new. Okay, and the handling, I haven't really gotten on it too much, but it feels like the car, it's harder to turn. Okay, that's what happens when you put wider wheels on your cars, guys. It makes the car harder to turn. All right, I went from a 225 to a 245, guys, so it's much wider. All right, I think maybe if I wanted to get it to turn in a little faster, it's not a sports car, guys, but if I wanted to get it turn in a little bit faster, it probably going to a 235 would be better. Okay, this is a 17x8 rim. It's 1 inch wider than the stock wheel, so you definitely want a wider tire than the stock size tire, right? Because so 225 was the stock size, so 235 probably spot on. All right, but I went with the 245, the extra wide. All right, just in case I wanted more sidewall. All right, so the ride will be better, and I have more protection against rocks and stuff when I'm driving it off-road, like in the dirt and stuff. Okay, I do a decent amount of off-road. Not probably, I would say 20% off-road, and then 80% is all just, pavement smashing. Okay, type of thing in this guy. So there's not, I live in the city, guys, so there's not really that many places to go have fun out here. Or there's not really any dirt roads. All right, I know, like in the middle of the country, there's just dirt roads everywhere, and then that's just how people get around, right? So I can understand why everybody wants a truck or SUV, in the middle of the country type of deal, because when I rode through the middle of the country, there was just dirt roads like everywhere you go. Okay, that's just how it is. But here in the city, everything is freaking paved, potholed asphalt, man. So there's another reason I wanted wider, all right, and taller tires, is for the potholes. So my Rav4 will ride over them a lot better. Okay, all right, so yeah, so there's that. The results of the the results of the wheel alignment. All right, so it seems like 3 of the 4 wheels were or corners were off. All right, it definitely needed a wheel alignment. All right, the I think the front left. Well, we went over it in the chart, but it was the front. It was the front left, and then the 2 rears were off by. The rear was off by a lot. So if you do lift the rear of your Rav4, like I did, all right, I installed Eibach Pro Lift springs only in the rear, and it affected the toe, right, enough where it was off. All right, it was off by like 10.1 inches or something. Let me see. Yeah, it was off by 1/10 of an inch. All right, so and it was out of spec. So so he fixed it. All right, so cool deal. So now all my wheels are going straight, and hopefully my tires will wear evenly. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't notice any difference in tire wear. It looks like the tires wore just fine, and the car rode fine. All right, so but now it should ride probably better now that the wheels are properly aligned. Okay, so yeah, definitely. After I got the after I installed the lifting springs, I should have gotten a wheel alignment. Okay, so there you go. And I didn't, and I drove it that way, but the tires seemed to wear out just fine. Okay, yeah, I didn't really notice any difference. All right, I did notice it handled better with the lifting springs. So and I noticed it oversteers, like it wants to slide a little bit, and that's probably because the toe was off. I don't know what a NOR negative toe is. I think it might be toe in. It's toe in or toe out. That's when it's like this or like that. It's one of those guys. All right. So, and so what that effect does is it kind of makes it like you're dragging the rear end around. All right. So hopefully because of the wheel alignment, my MPG, my gas mileage and EV range get better. All right. I went from my new wheels are actually 4 pounds heavier than the stock wheels. All right, when I weighed them. However, my lug nuts are lighter, so I don't think I got a weight penalty. All right, pretty much I didn't get a weight penalty, but the wheels are different circumference now. All right, the diameter is bigger now, so I don't know how. I kind of feel like the car drives a little slower. All right, because of the wheels are larger. It has to work harder to turn them. Because of the larger size. Okay, so hopefully that won't be a problem. I got 300 horsepower on this thing. I think it should be able to turn it just fine. Okay, so Hazemega can finally just drive wherever he wants. All right, I haven't been working the whole week because I use the Rav4 to work now. I don't really ride motorcycles for work anymore. At the current time because there's no food to deliver, man. All right, but anyway, yeah, we're gonna see if we can get some work right now. I'm gonna do some Uber and DoorDash if I can. So, okay, so that's the end of Hades Mega's new wheel vlog. All right, check out the previous videos, like how we got here. I went from like the Evo 8 wheel, then I was thinking get a T6R, then I wound up with a TS-5 wheel. All right. And then I wound up putting everything together and installing it. And then I went over all the prices and all that stuff in a separate video. Yeah, so you can add wheel alignment to that. It seems like every time I come here, the price goes up. Okay, used to be, yeah, I think it used to be like $70 for a wheel alignment. Then it was $80 for a wheel alignment. And then now it's freaking $100 now. It's crazy. I know some places where you could get a wheel alignment for $50, and I shit you not. It looked like my car was like on the rack for like 10 minutes. All right, it took him 10. Well, I mean, okay, the guy the technician that does it, he owns the shop and he's really good at doing these wheel alignments. All right, he's the best at doing it, and that's why you pay a lot. Okay, if I have some kind of funky, like I installed some springs or some kind of weird, camber plates or whatever, lowered suspension, that kind of stuff, this is the guy I take it to. Okay, guys, a lot of the shops that you go to, and you have like all that stuff on your car, like lowered and camber and all this crazy stuff. they won't even touch your car. Okay, so there's some places like that, man. Like if you modified your suspension, they won't even touch your car. Okay, but in this case, there's not too much stuff modified. I just had the lifting springs. So that was a big difference. Okay, so and I should have changed. I should have gotten a wheel alignment after I did the lifted the rear. Okay, so there you go. Whenever you modify some kind of suspension component, a major suspension component, you should get a wheel alignment, right? But like at $100, man, I kind of dude, it's tough, man. Getting Hayes Mega doesn't like paying people to work on his car as much as possible. Hayes Mega is a very DIY person. Okay, I don't like anybody touching my car, unless I trust them, and I don't like paying people money to work on my car because it's super freaking expensive, guys. In this day and age, man, the prices are nuts. The expensive for everything is a lot of money, man. So if I can do my own wheel alignment, man, I would do it. Okay, but I can't. All right, I don't have an alignment rack, and there's a getaway to do it also, but the computerized way is the best way. That's what's there. It's the easiest way. All right, so yeah, I can't do that, so I have to pay somebody to do it. Like I can't mount my own tires and balance them because I don't have those kind of machines, So I have to pay someone to do it. So that's just how it goes, guys, man. Okay, so anyway, that's the end of my wheel alignment vlog after getting my new wheels, my Enkei wheels with the WildPeaks, and then now, I had the Pro Lift springs in the back, so it was a good thing I got a wheel alignment. The back was off quite a lot, and the front was off by a tiny bit. So now we're squared away. I won't need a wheel alignment until like 100,000 miles or something, right? Okay, thanks for watching his big out. So now I'm free to drive all I want, man. I'm gonna put some miles on these tires, man. All right, so I'll look forward to a review on these Enkei setup. Honestly, I would have been happier with the 6-spoke wheels. I think it looks better on the Rav4, but that's okay. The 5-spoke is fine. I got a really good deal on these, so I guess I can't complain too much. All right, here's Miguel. All right, hey, here's Miguel here. So I just got done doing some Uber and DoorDash after I got the wheel alignment done. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So I just got done doing DoorDash and Uber, and I wanted to report on the miles. Okay, guys. Yeah, so one thing that people have reported with this size tire is a MPG drop of like 1 or 2 miles per gallon, which is totally fine with me. All right, that's not a whole lot. Okay, and I think it's more. There will be more drop if you get a more aggressive tire. All right, so if you got the Falken WildPeak AT3Ws or I think they're called AT4Ws now. It'll be you'll have a more significant MPG drop. Okay, but from what I heard with these tires, it's pretty much the same as the other ones. Okay, it's designed for SUV, and hybrids and stuff. So I think like 1 or 2 miles per gallon is okay. All right. So I didn't drive my vehicle in hybrid mode because I was able to keep it in EV mode the whole time. All right. So I got. So here's what the range I got in EV mode, right? And that's with like, it's probably mostly riding around surface streets and then some freeway, okay? I got 40 miles, okay? So pretty good, all right? I believe that's what the Rav4 Prime is rated for, okay? And then so after driving at 40 miles, here's my impressions, all right? With a brand new set of tires after a wheel alignment, okay? The car feels it feels taller and it feels wider. Okay, I'll tell you that now. It does feel taller and wider. That's for sure. Now I feel the ride is it's a little bit better than it was before. All right, it's not like, oh wow, it's so much smoother. It's kind of the same. Okay, but granted, the tires are brand new. So yeah, obviously it's gonna be a little bit smoother ride, all right? But where I noticed the most difference is going over potholes and bumps and stuff like that. It goes over them much, much better, all right? Especially potholes, all right? So with a skinnier smaller tire, with a skinnier tire or smaller tire, this is a pothole. It kind of the tire goes in like that and it goes up like that, right? But if you have a wider tire, it kind of just rolls over. It just rolls over the speed bump better, the pothole better. Okay, so definitely driving over potholes with 245, 65, 17s much better than it was with the 18s. Okay, I'll tell you that. The handling, I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like it turns in slower now. Okay, now it might be because of the wheel alignment. Honestly, I think the back was like toe out or toe in or something. It was like kind of dragging the back around, and I actually kind of like that. to tell you the truth, it made the car oversteer more. Okay, and now that all the tires are gripping properly, it doesn't oversteer anymore. So, and also I feel it the steering feels heavier, and it turns in slower now. Okay, so I don't know, man. It's kind of up in the air whether I like that or not. It's just something we're just gonna have to get used to. I liked the handling with the old tires and the old alignment much better. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and the noise. It depends on what kind of pavement you're driving on, all right? Like asphalt, the beat up asphalt, it makes all sorts of noises, man. I feel it's either a little bit more noisier than it was before, or just about, all right? And I'm not gonna lie, that with those old Falken WildPeaks, they were getting noisy. Okay, I noticed like it's kind of noisier, and the ride isn't so good anymore. So yeah, so the ride is better, but it seems like it's about the same noise. All right. I would say the WildPeak 01 Alphas were a little bit noisier. They were noticeably noisier than the stock Dunlop tires. All right, but it wasn't enough to like, oh yeah, man, it's unbearable, type. No, it's not. All right, it's not very noticeable. Okay, in my opinion. And if you just turn the music up, you won't even notice it all. Okay, there's that. Okay. All right, so yeah, and so I got 40 miles of range. I pretty much got, and I had a full charge. All right, the range estimator said I was at 48 miles when I left the house. Okay, so we got 40 miles out of those 48. All right, and I'm not gonna lie, I sat around not doing anything in the car while it was on most of the time. All right, and I never had the AC on at all. Okay, so there's that also. Okay, so I feel that the miles per gallon, I didn't really lose any. All right, the wheel is only slightly heavier. The wheel and tire combo is only slightly heavier than the old setup, and my lug nuts are actually half the weight as they were before. So I think it kind of cancels out. So I don't think we're really going to get that much of an MPG hit. If we do get an MPG hit, it's probably because the tires are rolling slower than they were before. Okay, because you got a bigger tire, a bigger diameter tire, it's going to roll slower than the other one. So when the computer picks up the speed that we're actually going at a slower rate than it was before. Okay, so its calculations are gonna be off a little bit. All right, so I would expect 1 to 2 miles per gallon is definitely, you're gonna get that. Okay, I'm going on a trip to Virginia City this weekend. I will report back what kind of MPGs I got on the way there. Okay, I will be towing a motorcycle with a bunch of camping stuff in the car, but it shouldn't be it's not too much stuff. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. All right, but yeah, there's gonna be a significant amount of stuff on my car. Okay, so I'll let you know how it rides with all the stuff in there, and what kind of MPGs I get, because we will definitely be burning gas on the way there. Okay, so we'll go through all that EV range. All right, thanks for watching. Here's Mig out. All right. Also, another thing I wanted to report is if there's any kind of rubbing. All right, if there's any kind of rubbing going on with the Rav4. All right, there's no rubbing going at all. All right, so I've got adequate clearance everywhere. All right, it fills the wheel well a little nicer, so I'm gonna say the back. When I turn the steering wheel all the way and I do a U-turn and everything, I'm not getting any rubbing at all. I don't see. We'll probably have to take the Yeah, we'll probably have to take the wheel off and see if there's any kind of rubbing, but I don't see any rubbing. I don't feel or hear any rubbing, okay, guys? Like I said, I will have to take the wheel off and see if there's any rubbing going on there, but it looks like with these tires, there's no rubbing, right? So it's a 17 by 8 plus 40 with 245, 65, 17s and tires, and I'm not getting any rubbing at all, okay? Okay, pretty cool.